Man, I am honestly at a loss for words today, because what we are hearing about our Carolina Panthers right now is both terrifying and exciting at the same time. We all wanted to believe that our problems were behind us, that we had finally found the pieces to build a real future, but the reality hitting us in the face is much harsher than any of us expected. The offense is stalling, the sparks are gone, and the front office is reportedly losing patience with players we thought were the future. This isn't just another rumor. This is about the survival of our season and the identity of this franchise. We need to talk about what is happening behind the scenes right now. Xavier Legette is currently the name on everyone's lips, but for all the wrong reasons lately, and it breaks my heart to even say this out loud because we all saw the potential in him. When we drafted him, we expected that raw power, that SEC speed, and that ability to just take over a game. But let's be real here for a second as fans, because the production just hasn't been there at all. He is struggling to create separation. The routes look a bit rounded, and that chemistry we were promised with the quarterback is practically non-existent right now. Analysts are starting to point out that he might not be ready for the WR1 or even a consistent WR2 role in this league yet, and that is a massive problem for a team that desperately needs weapons. The whispers coming out of the facility are suggesting that his time as a guaranteed starter might be coming to a very abrupt end, because this coaching staff cannot afford to wait for him to develop while the ship is sinking. It feels like we are watching a player lose his confidence in real time, and it is painful to witness. We are talking about a guy who was supposed to be the focal point of this passing attack, but instead, he's becoming a liability on third downs and in the red zone where we need him most. The Panthers have a history of waiting too long to make a move, but this time feels different because the pressure is mounting from every single angle. If he can't find a way to break through and show that explosive playmaking ability we saw on his college tape, the team might have to make a choice that will shock the entire locker room. But just when you thought things couldn't get any more complicated, a massive name from the West Coast has entered the conversation as a potential savior for this broken offense. This name is someone who could change the entire dynamic of our team overnight and make us a threat again. Before I reveal who this superstar is, you need to hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video. We are tracking every single move the Panthers make, and you don't want to miss what comes next. Is the front office finally going all in, or is this another desperate gamble? Deebo Samuel is the name that is absolutely lighting up the rumor mill right now, and honestly, the thought of him in a Panthers jersey is enough to make any fan lose their mind with excitement. Think about what he brings to the table compared to what we are currently seeing on the field every Sunday. Deebo is the ultimate YAC god, a guy who can take a simple 5-yard slant and turn it into a 60-yard touchdown while breaking 3 tackles along the way. That is exactly the kind of violence and explosiveness that our offense is completely missing right now, with Xavier struggling to find his footing. Adding a veteran like Deebo wouldn't just give us a playmaker. It would take the immense pressure off our young guys and force opposing defenses to actually respect our passing game for once. But here's the thing that makes this situation so intense, because getting a guy like Deebo isn't just about a trade. It's about a total shift in philosophy for the Carolina Panthers. Are we willing to give up the draft capital needed to land a superstar of his caliber while we are still technically in a rebuilding phase? The Washington Commanders and other teams are always looking for these types of impact players, so we cannot afford to sit around and wait. This is where it gets interesting, because if we don't make a move like this, we are basically saying that we are okay with mediocrity for the rest of the year. The contrast between Deebo's proven elite production and the current struggles of our receiving core is staggering. We need someone who can be a security blanket for the quarterback, but also a home run threat on every single snap. Imagine the creative ways this coaching staff could use him in the backfield or on jet sweeps to finally open up lanes for everyone else. It's a dream scenario, but it's also a high-stakes gamble that could define the legacy of this current front office. If they pull this off, the narrative around the Panthers changes instantly from a team in trouble to a team that is dangerous. But if they miss out or stay quiet, we might be looking at a very long and very dark winter in Charlotte. The context here is honestly pretty depressing when you look at the big picture of where this team stands in the NFC South. We have been waiting for a breakout for years, and every time we think we have the answer, the questions just get harder to answer. The impact of Xavier Legette not meeting expectations goes way beyond just one player, because it affects the growth of our entire offensive unit. When your top draft picks aren't producing, it puts a ceiling on what you can achieve as a franchise, and it kills the morale of the fans who spend their hard-earned money to support this team. If the Panthers decide to move on from him as a primary starter, or bring in a veteran like Deebo Samuel to take his snaps, it sends a loud message to the locker room that nobody's job is safe, and that performance is the only thing that matters. This could be the wake-up call that some of these guys desperately need, or it could lead to even more friction if not handled correctly. What happens next will be a defining moment for this season. Do we continue to play the wait-and-see game with our rookies while the losses pile up, or do we become aggressive and hunt for established talent that can win games right now? The future of this team depends on finding an identity that works, and right now, our identity is just a group of players who can't seem to get out of their own way. We have a tough stretch of games coming up, including matchups against teams like the Washington Commanders, who will exploit every single weakness we have on the perimeter. If we don't have a plan to fix this offense, we are walking into a buzzsaw. My heart wants to see the young guys succeed, but my head is telling me that we need a major change before it's too late. The emotional toll of being a Panthers fan right now is heavy because we see the flashes of greatness, but they are so few and far between that it feels like a tease. We deserve a team that fights, a team that innovates, and most importantly, a team that scores points. The next few weeks are going to be a roller coaster. At the end of the day, being a fan of this team means riding the highs and the lows, but right now the lows are feeling a bit too deep. The situation with Xavier Legette is a tough pill to swallow because we all wanted him to be the one to lead us back to relevance, but the NFL is a business that waits for no one. If Deebo Samuel is actually a possibility, it represents more than just a trade. It represents hope for a fan base that has been starving for an elite playmaker for a long time. This news isn't just about X's and O's on a chalkboard. It's about the soul of the Carolina Panthers and whether we have the guts to do what is necessary to win. We are at a crossroads, and the path we choose will determine if we are building a championship culture or just spinning our wheels in the mud. I want to know what you think, because this is our team. Should we bench Legette and go all in on a trade for a superstar like Deebo, or should we keep showing patience and hope the rookie eventually finds his way? Is it too early to give up on him, or have you seen enough to know it's not going to work out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below because I read every single one and I want to hear your perspective on this mess. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you stay updated on every breaking development with this story as it happens. This is a critical moment for our franchise, and I'm going to be here with you every step of the way to break it all down. Keep pounding, keep hoping, and let's see if our front office finally has the courage to make the move we all know we need. The future is coming fast, and we better be ready for it. See you in the next one.